My name is Lon Davis, and I'm with Walkin Rollin Costumes. And we build costumes for kids in walkers and wheelchairs, free of charge to the families all over the nation. First one I built was actually for my son, Reese, when he was 3 years old. He wanted to be Wall-E for Halloween, and I knew that I couldn't buy a costume for something that would go around his wheelchair, so I decided I'll just build one out of an old Dell computer box that happened to fit perfectly around him and his wheelchair. And so I just started putting it together, painting it, and kind of building the whole thing. And when it came together, it looked pretty good, I thought. And so I started taking pictures and putting it on social media, and it started getting shared. And we started getting all these requests from people all over the nation that we didn't know, saying, "Hey, can you build something like this for my kid?" And we didn't think anything of it, thinking, there's no way we can do this. And then the next year, my son said, "Oh, I want a Buzz Lightyear costume." And so we did a giant claw machine where the claw was coming down and grabbing Reese by the head, and he was surrounded by all the little green aliens. And the same thing happened. We started getting all these requests from people. And we just kind of tucked it away in the back of our head, thinking, this is kind of odd that we're getting all these requests. And as Reese got older and it repeated and repeated, my wife and I started thinking, well, maybe this is something we could offer to people. And so in 2015, we decided, let's see if we can actually make a model out of this. But we knew that families that have kids with special needs, they don't have the extra income to spend on costumes like this, because these on average cost about $250 in materials. So we thought the only way to do it is to make it a nonprofit and make these costumes for free. And so we set up a business model based on donations and sponsorships so that no family pays a dime for a costume. The most challenging is also not because of the build itself. Each one of these kids has their own unique story as to why we're building it. And these kids have medical issues, and so occasionally you have kids that are on hospice and different reasons. And a couple years ago we had a child who that was going to be his last Halloween. And so those are always the hardest to build, because that this is very special, not just for the child, but also for the family. And then when you have something like that one that we were building, we get a call from the family saying he's not going to make it until Halloween, and so we have to push it forward and try and build an entire Halloween early for the family. Those are extremely emotional and hard to build. Just not the actual costume itself, but just emotionally draining, but it is also so worth it to give something special to that family. The passion that the community has given has been so wonderful. I mean, any cosplayer that comes by and sees what we're doing, they all seem to want to sign up as a volunteer, and they may not have time to do it right now because they're all building a costume for themselves or something, but we build these costumes year round. Kids want to have cosplay, want to have a costume to wear for C2E2 or for any other, Comic-Con, wherever they're located. And so we tell them, sign up for a costume on our website, and then we'll try and pair them up with a builder in their area. And so we have volunteers. We have about 150 volunteers who've signed up already, and we just try and pair them up with a local volunteer in their area. And these cosplayers are usually they're probably 90 to 95% of our volunteers, and they want to help build these costumes for these kids. And they do some incredible costumes. They do techniques I've never heard of, never tried, and I learn from them and become a better builder myself. So I love working with cosplayers.